Thank you so much for that perspective. And it's something that we'll be watching for sure. I want to make sure that Ms. Atim has had her chance to weigh in with her comments. I know she asked a question earlier, but I want to make sure that she has the ability to give her presentation. So Ms. Atim, do you want to take the floor?
This is Aliyu. Sorry, I got in late. I was struggling with my connections.
Okay.
I'm from the Gambia. I wanted to give some perspective regarding Gambia. I don't know if the issue was raised before I got in. I work with the Give One Project, which is a non-profit organization, in the Gambia, advocating for policy change, especially ICT related, media freedom and digital rights in the Gambia. So everyone here knows Gambia. It's not a new story regarding how it was like really tough with media freedom in the country from 1994 to 2016 when we had a change of government, and then hopes were high regarding reforms that politicians promise and things like that, and then the civil society organizations were definitely working with international organizations in trying to see how to change most of these draconian laws that we had in the country with the fake news bill, the social media bill, things of such nature, which were definitely hindering press freedom in the country. And even during the last Universal Periodic Review, a lot of civil society organizations presented on cases of reforms that we need in the country, like to have the official Cigarette Act to be repealed. This was a law in the Gambia since in the colonial days that with just maybe revealing certain state information which they deem as secret could land you into jail. And then through that, organizations like ours and the Gambia Press Union with other civil society organization, Article 19, worked on an access to information law, which is currently in the National Assembly. They had few readings over it and had their comments on. So we're waiting for the vote on that. But beyond those particular reforms that we were looking for, people wanted like an overhaul of the system that is having like a new draft constitution, which the government set up a commission, the Constitutional Review Commission, which were mandated to draft a new constitution. They had like a national consultations across the country, even engaged Gambians in the diaspora regarding reforms, things that they want to have in the constitution, and hopes were really high that Gambia was going to get a new constitution. My organization even made presentations, even though not everything was captured in it, but the larger part of it, was captured. And then we believe maybe with that new constitution, it's going to change a lot of things in protecting press freedom in the country. Until on 2 days ago, the draft failed to pass in the National Assembly. The draft failed, meaning we have to deal with the 1997 Jammeh's constitution, which was amended many times and is having a lot of draconian laws. As recently as July, a human rights defender was arrested and charged with spreading false news about the government. So these are things that Gambians will have to go back to deal with this. I know someone mentioned about the ECOWAS court ruling about some cases, litigation process that was taken to the ECOWAS court. Still, there are some in that court, but we were hoping with this draft new constitution that hopefully people were going to vote for the referendum in a positive way, was going to change a lot of things. Now that all those hopes are dashed, now the civil society, the bill, the access to information law bill, which was supposed to protect whistleblowers, which would have helped us. And so like a corrupt-free society, all those things have to go back to square one. So it's our only hope now. And then a lot of civil society organizations are regrouping in trying to see what's the next step that the draft constitution failed to pass in the National Assembly, which would lead to a referendum. So this is the drawing board that we got to, and then people would think, okay, it's new government, they will be adhering to some of these things because, like I always advocate, you don't trust politicians when it comes to their interests. We've seen how Jammeh was, and then this government came, hopes were high that they would come up with most of those reforms, but now politics is into play. They really forget about all these reforms that people were looking for, to which would, you know, give us a new Gambia where freedom of expression and privacy and, you know, other development would be ensured. So this is where we are as Gambia, and I'm glad West African Media License Association organizing webinars like this so we can share our story. And also locally here, we will continue to engage locals, because the UPR review should come again, because we had the submission in last October, November, and then they were supposed to do an evaluation last March, but I guess with the COVID, everything just stalled back. And then we will see what next it's going to be, because another cycle is going to be some 4 or 5 years where we will have the opportunity to face the United Nations, and the countries can put this to the Gambia. So this is our situation in the Gambia right now. And then, you know, thank you for providing us this platform.